Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Ciarán, I should say. Get it right.
Ciarán, yeah.
For people listening who may not understand it fully, what exactly is microgeneration and how does it work for a typical home or farm?
So microgeneration is small-scale generation. So you include your small farms, on your sheds, small ground mounts, on your domestic home, small business, and it just means that you're not getting a large-scale solar system. Microgeneration just means small parts of energy, including solar, possibly a small wind turbine, but it's mainly solar at the moment.
You have seen a huge growth in solar in recent years, haven't you? What's
Huge.
driving that change in Ireland now?
So look, it's economics is the main thing, It's a no-brainer to put solar on your roofs at the moment because the support incentives are really, really strong. So you have your €1,800 grant for a domestic house, then you have your 0% VAT, and then there's a strong feed-in tariff. And then for businesses and farms, there's good supports there as well, although the farmers are getting a little bit of a raw deal for microgen at the moment. But the main issue with the grants at the moment is that there's a 2020 cutoff, and I feel that a lot of new homeowners and a lot of new business owners are getting left out of that grant, which is a bit of an issue.
And for a household who is thinking about installing solar panels,
Yeah.
what are the main things they should consider before making the decision?
I suppose just do your research. I mean, it's a bit of a minefield out there. I mean, when we started, there was 20 installers in the country, whereas now there's 500 installers. So just do your research, maybe get 3 quotes, get a varying opinion. And a red light is the hard sale. Never be pushed into a hard sale, because that means that the person that's giving you that sale doesn't have your interests in mind. It just has the sale in mind.
And many people actually worry about the cost. How long does it usually take for a solar system to pay for itself?
It can vary. I mean, if you're a light user, it takes longer. If you're a very heavy user, it can pay for itself in maybe 4 or 5 years.
Ireland isn't really known for sunshine, although we have a bit this morning, touch wood.
Yes,
I hope I haven't put a hex in it now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're lucky you're in the sunny southeast, so it is better than most of the country. But look, it does work. I mean, we get, I think it's about 70% of sunshine as North Spain. So I mean, it ticks over constantly, and every year, at the moment it's getting a bit better. Even though this wasn't the best winter for it, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's a guaranteed payback because there's a feed-in tariff as well.
There has been a lot of controversy, hasn't there been, recently about solar
For
energy?
sure.
I'm not going to draw you into an ongoing
No, it's
dispute,
fine, yeah.
but we have one in our own county at the moment.
I've heard, yeah.
You've heard of it. And where do you stand on issues like this that do cause controversy?
Look, it's quite frustrating, especially for the farmers who have to get turned down their grant, basically. So at the moment, there's a huge controversy in the TAMS grant, okay, and that means that only 90% of the farmers who want a small bit of solar, I'm talking about just a little bit on their sheds or a small ground mount to power their farm, are getting turned down. 90% of farmers are getting turned down, but then they have to look over a ditch and see a huge solar farm get put up.
Can you be a bit more specific about that? What are you talking about, the TAMS?
So TAMS is the grant at the moment for farmers, right? And it's a big grant. It gets paid up to about 60% of the solar install for them. But at the moment, they're refusing 90% of people applying. So it's basically a gamble.
Why are they refusing?
We're not too sure, and we're trying to get to the bottom of it at the moment.
Have you a theory on it?
It's a cost-cutting exercise. I mean, the government are saying one thing and then doing another. They're saying that farmers can get 60% off, but then only 10% of those people can actually get it. So it's a gamble for the farmer. The farmer can't rely on this grant.
And what's the solution?
Just get rid of the grant. If they're going to do it, just get rid of it and do something else. I mean, the SEAI do grants for businesses. They do it for homes. The process is still arduous a little bit, but it's a lot more effective. But you're guaranteed the grant if you have the right.
And when it comes to using and utilising solar energy and not dividing a community, is there a balance to be found somewhere?
I think so. I mean, in the present form, look, I might get thrown under the bus for saying this, but I don't believe in solar farms in its present form. I mean, there's a thing called agrivoltaics. I mean, we should be looking at a holistic 360 approach to solar. I mean, at the moment, I have a bit of land in Laois, and I have it, with half forestry and some forestry and it's agri-forestry it's called. Okay, so you can use the land for your sheep, your cows, your crops, and there's forest on it. I think the same should be done with solar. I mean, you should be able to not completely blanket these fields in solar panels.
Yeah. You
should be able to have some solar and then be able to farm the land as well. And it doesn't have this blanket effect. I mean, driving down the N11 there, it almost looks like there's a sea of solar, and it's not sustainable. That land is covered for 50 years, and that's good arable land. So I believe that a more holistic approach, to
And
farm.
will you still get the same effect with this more holistic report?
Well, you can. I mean, it's very effective. You know, you just don't have to cover a whole big blanket of fields. You can spread it out amongst a lot of land. Do you know what I mean? Or there's plenty of options for that. And we should be covering every shed in the country, every house in the country before we take away arable land.
And therefore, I mean, what are from your perspective, the biggest challenges slowing down the growth of renewable energy in Ireland? Is this one of them getting a compromise?
This is one of them. I mean, I think the supports, they're not bad, but they can be better. I mean, if you're spending all your money on a brand new house, you can't get the grant because there's a 2020 cutoff. Or if you have spent all your money on building a brand new warehouse or factory just for your business and you need that for growth, and then you want to spend a bit of money on renewable to make it renewable, you can't because you can't get the grant. So these things need to be addressed.
And the supports that are out there that are accessible, Ciarán, what are they?
They are quite good. So for the domestic, if you have a house built pre-2020, you can get €1,800. You can get 0% VAT, and you can get a feed-in tariff. For a business, it's quite considerable as well. I think it works out at about 25% of the quote. Now it steps up with the amount of kilowatt hours you install. So the more you install, the better the grant. And then for farms, well, for the ones that can get through, it's technically about up to 60%. But
you're coming to the big exhibition in St. Peter's College at
really
South East Radio, the Home Energy Exhibition. You're coming, and we're looking forward to meeting you there. What's the background to your own company? Just a little bit more information.
So we're in the solar game about 10 years, but we call ourselves an energy solutions provider. So we do mainly solar. We do infrared heating as well, but we'll be talking mostly about solar. Myself, I'm an engineer. I'll be there to stand. I'll have Conan, our technical advisor. So we're just going to be there giving really good advice to anyone.
And looking ahead, how big a role do you think rooftop solar and microgeneration? And I don't mind you just mentioning what microgeneration is again. You've covered quite a lot in our chat this morning.
Yeah. So microgeneration, as I said, it's giving power to the people. You know, it's generating that energy at home, trying to store it in a battery, and you can basically load balance. So when these dynamic tariffs come in, you can really save a lot of money. And that's the name of the game, is saving money.
And at the moment, with fuel prices sky high, anything that can save money and conserve energy is welcome, isn't it?
Sure, it's just about reducing the bottom line, and that's the name of the game.
People want to contact you, what's your website?
Sure, it's www.ecohorizon.ie, and you can, if you want to get a quote or if you just want advice, please just fill out a form and we'll get back to you, and we're very open.
See you on Sunday, the 29th of March.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.